Today, we are going to deal with the temperature dependence of resistivity, discuss for metals, alloys, semiconductors, insulators. Okay, starting with resistivity, and it is a well-known term. It is known as specific electrical resistance. Also, we can call as specific electrical resistance, or in other words, we can use volume resistivity, and it can be defined as the intrinsic property of a given material that shows how it opposes the flow of current. It can also be defined as the resistance offered by a conductor having unit length and unit area of cross section. So it does not depend upon the length and area of cross section of a particular material, but the resistance of a material depends upon the length and area of cross section of the material. So this is the difference between resistance and resistivity. The resistivity is expressed as rho is equal to R A by L, where R is the resistance in ohms, A is the area of cross section in square meters, and L is the length in meters. And its unit is ohm meter. So to understand, a copper wire of 10 meter has the same resistivity as that of 1000 meter. So it does not depend on length. So for 10 meter copper wire as well as for 1000 meter copper wire, the resistivity is a constant. It depends only on the material. Also, if it is a thick wire or a thin wire, the resistivity is same, and it is a constant for a particular material. Okay, and it is to be noted that resistance is the characteristics of that particular wire or conductor, and whereas resistivity is the property of the material of which the wire is made of. Okay, and particularly resistivity depends on the property of the material. So it varies from material to material, but it is a constant for particular material. Okay. Now, here we have considered a metallic conductor, and these are the arrangement of atoms, and due to the thermal energy, the atoms are vibrating, and this is the free electron which is struggling to move from one end to other end due to the vibrations. So in case of a metallic conductor, when the temperature increases, the vibrations of the metal ions in the lattice structure increases, and the atom starts to vibrate with higher amplitude. These vibrations in turn causes frequent collisions between the free electrons and other electrons or atoms or molecules present inside the conductor, and each collision drain out some energy of the free electrons and causing them unable to move. Thus it restricts the movement of the delocalized electrons, and as such, due to collision, the electron loses its energy. And when the collision happens, see here, when it is colliding with the atoms and molecules, the drift velocity of the electrons decreases. This means that the resistivity of the metal increases, and thus the current flow in the metal is decreased. The resistivity increases means that the conductivity of the material decreases. So in the case of a metallic conductor, with rise in temperature, the conductivity decreases. If the conductor is heated, then the conductivity of the material decreases, which in turn we can say the resistivity of this particular material increases. So the resistivity is connected with temperature, and this is what we call as temperature dependence of resistivity. How the resistivity is affected, how the resistivity is altered, how the resistivity is changing when the temperature associated with the conductor changes, and this is the particular topic which explains the dependency between the resistivity and the temperature of a particular material. Here we are discussing about the conductor. And now, so temperature dependence of resistivity. Here let us consider a conductor. This is a metallic conductor, and in this, these are nothing but lattice planes, and these are the lattice structure. And when the temperature increases, the free electrons are moving here and there in a random manner. And when the temperature increases, the thermal agitation of the atoms and molecules inside the conductor increases. As a result, the drift velocity of the electrons decreases by having more chance of collision between the atoms and electrons. We know that being a metallic conductor, the solid structure of this conductor, from the solid structure of this conductor, we know that all the atoms are tightly or closely packed, and the lattice plane arrangement is shown such that the atoms are, or the neighboring atoms are very closely or tightly packed with one another. And therefore, when the temperature increases, the vibrations of these atoms and molecules will be more, producing a chaotic situation inside the conductor, and therefore the electrons struggling to move from one end to another end. If the electrons are struggling to move from one end to another end, definitely it results in opposition, and that opposition we call as resistivity of the conductor. Okay, here having more chance of collision between the atoms and the electrons finds it difficult to move from one end to other end. Therefore, the current flow is also decreased, which implies that the resistivity of the conductor increases. Okay, and here in this case, after when the ends of the conductors are connected to a battery of potential V, and this terminal is having a negative potential and this terminal is having a positive potential, and suppose if the electron is moving from this end to this end, if the electron is moving from right to left, the electrons will be having more chance of collision as the temperature increases. So if the temperature increases, what are all the factors that will be affected? If the temperature increases, what about the thermal agitation? It also increases. What about the collisions? Increases. And the drift velocity of the electrons decreases. And current flow, it is also decreasing. Therefore, we can say the resistivity increases. Therefore, the resistance also increases. It is understood if the resistivity increases, the resistance also increases. We already discussed resistivity is the property of this particular material and resistance is the characteristics of this particular material. Therefore, if the resistivity increases, the resistance also increases. And whereas the resistivity and conductivity are inversely proportional to each other, therefore conductivity decreases, the conductance also decreases. Because the current flow decreases, conductance also decreases. So this is what happens when the temperature increases in case of a metallic conductor. It should be noted that this is only for metallic conductor. It is not suitable. These explanations are not suitable for semiconductors or insulators. The phenomena for the semiconductors and insulators are entirely different from this manner. And now, according to the metallic conductors, if the temperature increases, these are all the effects. Okay. And now we are going to derive the relation between the temperature and resistivity of the conductor. What is the relation between temperature and resistivity? And we have to form an equation. We know resistivity is denoted by the symbol rho. This is the symbol rho, which represents the resistivity. Don't confuse with density. It is also having the same density, is also having the same symbol. And here this rho is used to denote resistivity. The reference temperature of the conductor is fixed and let it be T0. Let T0 be the reference temperature and resistivity at the reference temperature be rho naught. Because the reference temperature is T0, the resistivity at that reference temperature will be rho naught. And let T be the temperature at any instant such that T is greater than the reference temperature. Because we know that when the temperature increases, what happens to the resistivity? We are going to discuss about when the temperature increases, what is the effect of resistivity. So for that we have to consider the temperature at any instant T such that it should be greater than T0. Now the resistivity at temperature T degree Celsius can be represented by rho T. And now it is found that definitely the resistivity will be increased. Therefore, we cannot write rho T is equal to rho naught. So rho T will be more. For that, I am going to add a particular factor which is called as rho naught alpha into delta T, where alpha is called as temperature coefficient of resistivity, which decides how much the resistivity is affected due to the increase in temperature. And rho T is equal to rho naught into 1 plus alpha delta T, where delta T is the change in temperature, delta T is nothing but T minus T naught. So here you bring this rho T left side, so rho T minus rho naught is equal to rho naught alpha delta T. And this rho T minus rho naught can be written as delta rho, change in resistivity or increase in resistivity, because rho T is larger, rho naught is smaller, so it is increase in resistivity, that is delta rho, that is equal to rho naught alpha delta T. And from this equation we can calculate alpha. Alpha is equal to rho T minus rho naught divided by rho naught delta T. And alpha has a unit per degree Celsius, because rho stands the unit of ohm meter. Here also you will use ohm meter, so ohm meter and ohm meter cancels, and here 1 by delta T will give you 1 divided by degree Celsius, and that is per degree Celsius. So this is the SI unit of alpha. And here alpha can be written as rho T minus rho naught by delta T divided by rho naught. So we are going to consider the ratio factor. It is the ratio of rho T minus rho naught by delta T. Rho T minus rho naught is the increase in resistivity by delta T. Delta T represents change in temperature, that is per degree rise in temperature. So increase in resistivity per degree rise in temperature, this particular term, and it should be divided by rho naught. Rho naught is the resistivity at the reference temperature. So this is the definition of alpha. It is defined as the ratio of increase in resistivity per degree rise in temperature to the resistivity at reference temperature. Okay. Let us look at an example. If the reference temperature is fixed and it be 20 degrees Celsius, resistivity at the reference temperature be 2 ohm meter. So this is not question mark, this is ohm. Let it be ohm meter. Let me correct it. So it is ohm meter. So it is ohm meter. Okay. And now here let T be the temperature at any instant such that it should be greater than reference. So if reference is 20, we can have 21. 21 is greater than 20. And the resistivity at that temperature is definitely the resistivity will be increased. Therefore, increasing the resistivity from 2 ohm meter to 4 ohm meter. Okay. These are all for example. We have considered these values for example. And how to calculate the temperature coefficient of resistivity. Alpha can be calculated using this well-known formula. So rho T minus rho naught is the change in resistivity, that is 4 ohm meter minus 2 ohm meter, that is 4 minus 2 divided by delta T represents 21 minus 20 and divided by rho naught again, that is 2 ohm meter. So 2. 4 minus 2 gives you 2. 21 by minus 20 gives you 1 and divided by 2. So 2 by 1 gives you 2. 2 by 2 is equal to 1. So the unit of alpha is per degree Celsius. So it is 1 per degree Celsius. So we have considered an example and the value of alpha is arrived as 1. 1 is a positive number. Therefore, we can consider the temperature coefficient of resistivity is positive for metals. Always it will be positive for metals for any values. This is an example value. If you consider any value, if it is a conductor, definitely the alpha value will be positive. Okay. And also we can write the equation for resistance also as such. RT is equal to R naught plus R naught alpha delta T. RT is the resistance at any instant and R naught is the resistance of the conductor at the reference temperature, and alpha is known as the temperature coefficient of resistivity, and delta T is the change in temperature. And this graph represents the variation of resistivity with respect to temperature. So when the temperature increases, the resistivity is also increasing. But when you look at the graph in depth, for small change in temperature, the graph is not linear. So the graph is not linear for small change in temperature, because the for the small change in temperature, the amount of heat energy is utilized by the lattice plane, and after a particular value of the energy exceeds, then only the lattice plane begins to vibrate. So therefore the temperature, when the temperature is very low, the resistivity does not come into play, therefore the graph will not be a linear one, and therefore after a particular value of temperature, the graph is a straight line, because resistivity increases with increase in temperature. Okay. And another example, from this RT is equal to R naught plus R naught alpha T, from this equation we can calculate the resistance. We can calculate the resistance at any temperature. Also we can calculate the temperature coefficient of resistivity if other factors are given. Here, if the resistance of the coil is 3 ohm at 20 degrees Celsius, so 20 is the reference temperature and alpha is given 0.004 per degree Celsius, and we are going to determine its resistance at the boiling point of water, 100 degrees Celsius. So R naught is 3 ohm, T is 100 degree, T naught is 20 degree Celsius, and alpha is also given. So RT is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T minus T naught. Substituting the values, we get 3.96 ohm. Initially the resistance is 3 ohm. The answer is 3.96 ohm, which means that the resistance increases as the temperature increases. Okay. And other example, from this example, it is very easy to find the alpha value, 1 by R naught into delta R by delta T. This is also the same equation, and 1 by R naught is given as 45, and 85 minus 45 by 40 minus 20 is delta T, because 40 and 20 are the difference in temperature. So higher temperature minus lower temperature, and 85 minus 45. So you will get 40 by 20, that is equal to 2. So 1 by 45, that is equal to 0.044 per degree Celsius. So this is how we can calculate the values of alpha. Okay. So these are all the methods how we can determine the resistance of at any particular temperature, and also we can define the temperature coefficient of resistivity. Okay. Now the phenomenon explained in the conductor is that each and every metal has its own free electrons, and by coming to the band theory, the energy bands associated with the conductor, the valence band and conduction band will be there. There will be intermixing of the bands in case of conductors. Due to the intermixing of these valence band and conduction band, even at low temperature, even at room temperature or any low temperature, it is possible for the free electrons to move to the conduction band with very easily, which is responsible for conduction. So this is in case of conductors. Okay. And the intermixing of these two bands is naturally occurring in case of conductors. This is the characteristics of that particular material. And if you come to the semiconductors, the valence band and conduction band are not very close to each other. They are separated by a particular gap, which is called as forbidden energy gap. And if you want the valence electron to move to the conduction band, you have to supply the energy which is equal to forbidden energy gap. Then only an electron can move from valence band to conduction band, and then only the electrons are responsible for conduction. So this is in the case of semiconductors, and as well as for insulators, this forbidden gap will be more. Still the forbidden gap will be more for insulators. Okay. Now, in case of semiconductors and insulators, when the temperature increases, if the temperature increases, what happens in the case of semiconductors? Number density of charge carriers increases. It increases enormously, appreciably it increases. Why? Because suppose if you consider a silicon semiconductor, it has 4 valence electrons, and these 4 valence electrons of silicon will be sharing mutually the valence electrons with the neighbor atoms, and therefore the covalent bond will be formed. And due to the increase in temperature, the covalent bonds breaks, and also by adding some impurities, which is called as doping. We will be studying these techniques in electronics chapter. By doing these techniques, by doping some impurities, the number of charge densities, charge carriers, that is the number density of charge carriers appreciably increases, and thus increase in temperature produce large number of carriers, and these large number of carriers are responsible for conduction, and therefore the conductivity increases if the temperature increases. So the average time between the collisions, that is relaxation time, the average time between the collisions, tau, decreases, and therefore the resistivity decreases, and the resistance also decreases, the conductivity increases, and the conductance also increases. So here it is to be noted that in case of semiconductors, if the temperature increases, it enormously increases the charge carriers, and therefore if the charge carriers increased, then the conduction also increases. Okay, therefore the resistivity decreases. This is the case. This is the phenomena, entirely different phenomena which we discussed earlier for conductors. Okay, we have to be more careful with semiconductors and for the conductors. We should not compare both the situations. Okay, and thus for semiconductors, if you draw a graph between the temperature and resistivity, the graph will be shown as shown in the figure, and it will be an asymptotical graph. Thus, when the temperature is increased in a semiconductor, the density of charge carrier also increases and the resistivity decreases. For semiconductors, it is said that they have a negative temperature coefficient, so the value of temperature coefficient of resistivity is negative. For conductors, we have seen it as positive, and for semiconductors and insulators, the alpha value is negative. Okay, and now we have dealt current density in the previous chapters, and from the equation of current density, we know J vector is equal to minus n e square tau by m into E, where this can be represented as J vector is equal to sigma E, where sigma is called as n e square tau by m, and this negative sign can be cancelled because J vector and E vector are acting along the same direction. Okay, and this sigma represents conductivity and rho represents resistivity, and they are inversely proportional to each other. Therefore, rho is equal to reciprocal of conductivity, and that is equal to m divided by n e square tau, where e is the charge of an electron and tau is the average time taken between each collision or the relaxation time of electrons. And m is the mass of the electron and n is the charge density. Thus, it shows that the resistivity depends on the number of factors like the relaxation time tau between the collisions and charge density number n. And we should not be confused about this n and tau. Both n and tau are in denominator, so we cannot conclude that if n decreases and tau decreases, rho increases. Because in metals, if the temperature increases, the average time between the collision tau decreases, and n is independent in that case. For conductors, n is independent. And in such cases, if the tau decreases, the resistivity increases. But for semiconductors, when the temperature increases, n increases and the tau decreases. So if tau decreases, we cannot say rho increases. Tau decreases in the case of semiconductors, but the dominance of n is more than tau. Therefore, but increasing n is dominant than decreasing of tau. So the overall effect is that n increases, therefore resistivity decreases. So this is how we have to understand the concept of semiconductors and as well as conductors, resistivity, and how they are related with the temperatures. Another one important sum which has been asked in NEET or JEE. The temperature coefficient of resistance of conductor varies as alpha, which is equal to 3t square plus 2t. If R0 is the resistance at 0 degree Celsius and R is the resistance at any reference temperature T, then what is the value of R? So by having this formula, alpha is equal to 1 by R0 into delta R by delta T, we can rearrange this as dr by dt, and dr is equal to R0 alpha delta T, and therefore R0 is equal to alpha is given as 3t square plus 2t into dt. Integrating on both sides, we get integral upper limit minus lower limit, that is R minus R0, and R0 into integral of 0 to t. So while integrating this, integral of x power n dx will be x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So here we have to integrate with respect to time. So dt is with respect to temperature. So here T is a temperature factor. Here dt is the temperature, change in temperature. So 3 cannot be taken. So t square, integrating t square dt, we get t cube by 3. So 3 in 3 cancels, and you get t cube plus here integrating t dt, you get t power 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1, that is t square by 2, and 2 and 2 get cancels and t square will be there. And therefore R, if you want to find R, take this minus R0 this side, it will become plus R0, therefore R0 plus R0 t cube plus t square, that is equal to, taking the R0 common, R0 into 1 plus t square plus t cube. So this is how we can determine the resistance of the particular temperature. So one of the important problem. Thank you. Keep on watching. Subscribe.